Hey everybody, Scott here with Concert Connections. Today's Wednesday, March 4th, 2020, and I got some fantastic shows coming up I want to talk to you about. But first, have you noticed the music industry over the last few years has changed? You know, with the introduction of all these streaming apps, like Spotify, iTunes, Pandora, and the like, it's really changed the record industry. And as a result, every band out there is touring. From the new bands that are just coming out of basements and garages, they're out on the road, every gig they can get. Or the old bands that we grew up with, 70, 80-year-old musicians, even 90. I think there's a couple of them that are near 90 years old that are going to be on the road this year. And as a result, you have so many concerts and festivals to choose from. It becomes mind-boggling. And did you pick the right one? Should you have waited to go see another band that you like better? So what I want to do for you today is just right now kind of do a year in review for the future, kind of a reverse review. I'm going to talk about all the shows that are coming up from now in March through September. So if you want, I'm going to do this as fast as I can. I'm going to run through all the concerts that are currently scheduled. Now, I'm going to be talking about dates in Detroit. However, every one of these bands is touring North America. Some of them are even going over to Europe and back. So if you like any of these bands, just check, and you're not from Detroit, check your local listings. You can find out where they're playing near you. Now, first off, we're here in March. Today's March 4th. This Friday, the 6th, the Revivalist, they're going to be over at the Fillmore in Detroit. And the Revivalist, every single song's good. I've seen these guys. They're a fantastic group. And if you don't know them, any of these, Spotify them, Pandora, iTunes. But Revivalists are fantastic. The next show we have is March 12th. That's at the Fox Theater. We got Little Big Town coming, and they got a special guest, Caitlyn Smith. Little Big Town, Thursday, March 12th. The Zac Brown Band is that Saturday, the 14th of March. They're along with Amos Lee over at the Little Caesars Arena. We'll call that LCA. You Detroiters know what that is. Okay, then we've got Blake Shelton the next Saturday, which is the 21st of March. Blake Shelton's going to be at LCA. Billie Eilish, if you like her, she's new. She won all those awards. She's Monday, the 23rd of March at LCA. Billie Eilish. We got Cody Johnson, if you like country. He's over on the 28th of March over at Royal Oak Music Theater. Cody Johnson. He's a pretty good country guy. Let's shoot over to April. See what we got in April. All right. In April, in this moment, Black Veil Brides, DED, and Raven Black. Now, these are heavy metal bands. They're going to be over at the Fillmore in Detroit. Now, these aren't your normal heavy metal bands. These, in this moment, and Black Veil Brides are absolutely fantastic. They do that screaming, type of thing, but they do it intermittently. It's not all screaming. It is fantastic. Their music is good, if you like that heavy metal stuff. That is Friday the 10th of April. Now, 11th of April, Saturday, is We Came as Roman, The Devil Wears Prada, Gideon, and Dayseekers. Now, they're at the Crowfoot. If you've never been to the Crowfoot in Pontiac, it's a really cool venue. And beforehand, there's a cool brewery across the street just down the road. They got really good food. You wouldn't know about it unless somebody told you. The food is fantastic there. All right, We Came as Romans, The Devil Wears Prada. They're over at the Crowfoot on April 11th. That's just before Easter Sunday. And then we jump over, get this, folks. Detroiters, do you remember this place? Harpo's. That's right, Sabastian Bach. All right, he's a fantastic guitar player. And he's going to be there with Stitched Up Heart over at Harpo's. And that's Wednesday, April 22nd. So Sabastian Bach, if you know who he is, check him out. Third Eye Blind is the next day, the 23rd of April. Third Eye Blind and Saves the Day is at Royal Oak Music Theater. That's going to be a small venue, great band. Now we're going to jump into May. Who starts out May? That's right, Elton John, May 1st and 2nd. Elton John at LCA. We got Tool. Oh, I got some friends who are Tool fans. You know who you are. They're going to be at the Huntington Center in Toledo, Ohio. That's not that far. It's just outside of Detroit, about an hour. So Tool at the Huntington Center. That's Monday and May 4th. May 9th, the Devil Makes Three is at St. Andrew's Hall. Now, if you don't know who the Devil Makes Three is, that's okay. But they are a country group, a blues country type of group. They're very unusual. They do all acoustics. They do not have a drummer. They have acoustic guitars and a string bass. And they're good. And so if you want to check out a country group that's acoustics, get over to St. Andrew's Hall on May 9th. That's the day before Mother's Day, by the way. May 12th, Five Finger Death Punch, Papa Roach, I Prevail, and Ice Nine Kills. They're at LCA on the 12th. That's a Tuesday. The Foo Fighters, folks, they're coming the 16th of May to LCA. Great show. Head in the Heart is at Michigan Theater. And if you don't know who those are, Spotify them. They're a really good band. The Head and the Heart on the 20th of May, Michigan Theater. Eve 6 is at the Crowfoot with Alien Ant Farm. They've got some hits, and I know there's a couple songs you know of Eve 6. Small venue, the Crowfoot with Alien Ant Farm, Eve 6. That's the 23rd. It's a Saturday of May. It's Memorial Day weekend, by the way. Now here's one of my favorites, my new favorites. The 27th of May is Asking Alexandria. And they're going to be at the Fillmore. I don't know the opening act yet. However, Danny Worsnup, the lead singer of Asking Alexandria, is fantastic. He did a solo show, and I saw him at the Pike Room up in Pontiac about a month ago, and I did an interview with him. He was pretty cool. I hung out with him for about an hour after the show. It's on my channel, so check it out. Danny Worsnup, exclusive interview. It's like something you don't get to see these rock stars like this. So he sat down with me and we talked for a long time. Did a shot of this fantastic tequila he had. Made by George Clooney. You might know what it is. But in any case, check out that. Okay, now we're going to get into June. And we have the air show coming up here in Selfridge. And I'm expecting them to have some bands, but they haven't announced anything yet. But Rolling Stones coming in June 10th. They're going to be at Ford Field. You know, Garth Brooks just played Ford Field. So Rolling Stones, Wednesday, June 10th, Ford Field. That's going to be a good show. Friday, the 12th, we got Rascal Flatts, Chris Lane, and King Calloway at DTE. And that's going to be June 12th, Rascal Flatts. The next day, the 13th of June, we got Jackson Browne and James Taylor. Okay? They're going to be at DTE, Pine Knob, on 13th of Saturday. Saving Abel. Now get this, we got 2 days. These guys throw a great party. Motor City, Harley Davidson, and Farmington Hills. Yes, the 13th and 14th, get out to Motor City if you're a biker. Even if you're not, we got Saving Abel on Saturday. And on Sunday, the 14th, we got Everclear. Motor City, Harley Davidson. They do this every year. They throw a big party. So Saturday is Saving Abel, and Sunday will be Everclear. They also have other acts that open up. That's the 13th and 14th of June. On the 16th of June, you Maroon Fan 5s and Meghan Trainor, they're going to be at DTE. And, okay, the 19th and 20th of June, there's an event coming up. I'm going to put that in my next video for all you boaters out there. The Jim Sutters, you know, I just posted on his Facebook, and he signed up to my channel just a little while ago. But all you boaters, you want a fantastic event? Okay, my next video is going to be about this event. It's on the water. It's a couple bands, so it's more than a couple bands. It's a great venue. There's lots of entertainment. There's lots of other stuff to do. Fantastic restaurants and bars and food and drinks. This is a big event. It's on the water, and not too many people know about it, but it's happening June 19th and 20th. Next video, check into it. You'll find out about it. Okay, Steely Dan. They're going to be at DTE on June 24th. I'm going to get on a soapbox here just for a second. I love Steely Dan. I know all their hits. I listen to them all the time. They're on my Spotify playlist. I love Steely Dan, the Guess Who, and all those old bands. I went and saw Steely Dan last year. There's only one current member, and I apologize, I forgot his name. Because of the show, I kind of wiped him out of my mind. Here's why. It was the worst show I saw last year. Yeah, no kidding. We get there, and this was at Meadowbrook Music Theater over at the college, Oakland University. And I had been there the day before. I forgot who I saw, but it was a fantastic show. And I went to Meadowbrook, I think, like 4 or 5 times last year. And I get to Steely Dan, and I was so anticipating this show. And they played 2 hits. And it was early on. It was like the beginning. They played a couple of hits, got us all excited, and then not another hit the rest of the night. In fact, I was on the lawn. And the people in the first several rows, they started, hey, play some hits. People in the pavilion started chanting, play some hits, play some hits. The keyboard player gets all angry and yells at the crowd and says, shut up. I'm going to play what the hell I want to play. And that's true. That really happened. And in addition to that, he had a policy, no phones. I got a text from somebody and my phone lit up and I read the text and the phone police was on me in a second. And I saw them all over the whole venue. Anybody who pulled out their phone and it lit up, they were asked to put the phone away or they'd be escorted out of the event. Now that wasn't the big deal. It was the no hits. He literally played songs I never heard of. And then he would tell these stories about some 16-year-old girl who left him for some other guy, and he wrote a song about it in the 50s, and he played it for us, and nobody even heard about it. And anyway, I'm off my soapbox. I wouldn't waste my money, but if you like Steely Dan, you can take the risk that they might play 1 or 2 hits. All right, Candlebox. They're going to be at the Soundboard Motor City Casino on the 26th. The 26th of June. That's a Friday. And if you like Primus, and if you don't know who Primus is, they are an odd group. They're different. They're kind of like a Devo type of thing. But Primus is at Freedom Hill on Friday the 26th of June as well. Now here's one for you rockers. Oh yeah, like me. Alice Cooper, Tesla, and Lita Ford at Pine Knob. That's right. That's Saturday the 27th of June. Alice Cooper, Pine Knob, 27th of June. Dave Matthew Band fans, June 30th. Once again, Pine Knob, DTE Music. All right, I don't want to hear any comments about this. We're in July. Things are starting to pick up. First show of July that I have scheduled at this point is Nickelback. I love Nickelback. Nickelback, Stone Temple Pilots, and Tyler Bryant. In fact, you know, Stone Temple Pilots, they got the lead singers from Michigan, right? Okay, Nickelback, Stone Temple Pilots, Tyler Bryant, and Shakedown at Pine Knob Thursday, July 2nd. This is going to be a great weekend because it's the 4th of July weekend. Now we also, on the Sunday, the 5th, to end up your 4th of July weekend, Journey and the Pretenders are going to be at DTE Music Theater, Pine Knob. Journey and the Pretenders. That's the 5th. The 10th, the Friday after that, Billy Joel and Andrew McMahon. Andrew McMahon. Yeah, Billy Joel's going to be the 10th. He's over at Comerica Park. You might as well sleep in the seats because the next day, Guns N' Roses and Smashing Pumpkins will be at Comerica Park. That's June 10th and 11th. 10th is Billy Joel. 11th, Guns N' Roses, Smashing Pumpkins. The 13th, Rage Against the Machine and Run with Jules, LCA. If you're a Pink Floyd fan, on the 14th of July, Roger Waters. The 18th, if you're a headbanger, you're going to love this, okay? The Riff Fest is Saturday the 18th at Pine Knob, and it's a headbanger thing, and it's going to be featuring Rob Zombie, Halestorm, Beartooth, Escape the Fate, the Bluestones, and a bunch of others. And if you want to look at my channel, check out the guitar player, John Five. All right? I think he's still with Rob Zombie. And he's from Grosse Pointe, Michigan. And John Lowry, I believe his name is. He grew up in Grosse Pointe. He got a break. I know he played, after Van Halen broke up, he played with the lead singer for a while. He then joined Marilyn Manson. And he they gave him the name of John 5. That's now his stage name. And he is a fantastic guitar player that is unlike anybody you've ever seen. And I went and saw him, and I got the videos on my channel. So if you want to check it out, I got five segments of John 5, and it is unbelievable. He is really talented, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be playing with Rob Zombie at the Riff Fest. The next day, the 19th of July, is Bon Jovi and Bryan Adams at LCA. 2 days later, the 21st of July, she's back, Alanis Morsette, and she's playing with a band called Garbage and Liz Phair. That's going to be at DTE, Alanis Morsette. She's back. They're all touring, like I said. The 26th of July, this is an awesome show. The Black Keys, go see them if you've never seen them. Gary Clark and the Marcus King Band, they're going to be at Pine Knob, DTE. Foreigner, Kansas, Europa. They're going to be at DTE on the 28th of July. All right, we got 3 in a row now. July 30th, Breaking Benjamin. I'm going to be at this one. Breaking Benjamin, Bush, Theory of a Dead Man, Saint Asonia, and Corey Marks. 5 bands, Pine Knob, DTE, July 30th. The 31st, you want to head over to Windsor, the Coliseum, and you want to go see Shinedown. They're going to be across the river from Detroit. Shinedown at the Coliseum at Caesars Windsor. Now we're into August, and I talked about this show. And August 1st, we've got a Freedom Hill show. This is the Michigan Lottery Amphitheater over in Sterling Heights, Michigan on 16 Mile Road, Big Beaver. Blackberry Smoke, the Almond Betts Band, and the Wild Feathers, they're going to be doing a show. This is going to be fantastic because they're each doing a set. Then they're going to get together and do a jam session, 4th set, at the end of the show with some special guests that are going to show up. And for you local guys, now this is probably not going to happen nationally. Heck, it probably won't even happen here. But let me tell you something. Blackberry Smoke opened up for a Detroit rocker, a Detroit legend, last year at DTE. They opened up for Kid Rock, and he loves this Southern rock. And so he lives not too far from Freedom Hill, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of the special guests. I don't know. I don't know that for a fact. I'm just throwing it out there and hoping. So Blackberry Smoke, that's August 1st. We got the Doobie Brothers, Michael McDonald and the Dirty Dozen Brass Band on August 2nd at DTE. They're also going to play August 3rd, so it's a 2-day show there for the Doobie Brothers. AJR, they're going to be over at Freedom Hill on the 5th. Check them out. The next day, August 6th, we got Santana and Earth, Wind, and Fire. Now that's going to be a great show at DTE. That's Thursday, August 6th. Oh, one of my favorites. This is going to be at Freedom Hill, and it's in my backyard. I love this. The Goo Goo Dolls, Lifehouse, and Forest Black. They're going to be the 9th of August at Freedom Hill. Goo Goo Dolls, Lifehouse, great show. The Red Rockers coming back to town August 11th with White Snake and Night Ranger. You want to have some long hair rock and roll, good times, man, get over to Pine Knob on August 11th. Go see Sammy. Welcome him back into town. He's got some local friends here. I've seen him driving around. Heck, he used to own a bar over there. Was it Roseville? No, Clinton Township over there on Gratiot, just south of 15. He closed it up several years ago, but he used to own a place upstairs called Cobble Wobbles. It was upstairs of the old Rendezvous, which is now, it's now like a hall. I don't know what they call it now. Ted Nugent's coming back August 15th at DTE. Welcome him back with his local wife, Shemaine Nugent, Shelley Strem. You know, a lot of you know who she is, but welcome him back to town to Pine Knob over on the 15th. On the 16th, we've got Disturbed, Stained, and Bad Wolves. Now that's going to be a great show over at Pine Knob. And I love Stained. They're one of my faves. And here's my favorite 1990s band, Greenday. They're coming with Fall Out Boy and Weezer, Co-America Park. And once again, Co-America Park's doing a back-to-backer because Green Day, Fall Out Boy, and Weezer are the 19th of August. On the 20th of August, we're going to kick it up a notch here. Motley Crue, Def Leppard, and Poison. Now, I was able to see Vince Neil over at the Sterling Fest. Oh, and that's something I'm going to talk about. Boom, I've got the lineup for the Sterling Fest. I'm going to announce it in not my next video, but my second to next video. We're going to talk Sterling Fest stuff. All right. August 29th. We have like a week off. I don't even know what's going on. August is the biggest concert month of the year so far. And I expect it to fill up that month. But we got Incubus, 311, and Badflower at Pine Knob on the 29th of August. And if you're not familiar with these guys, check them out. I'm a Badflower fan now. It's a little disturbing, some of the topics he sings about, but it is very good and haunting. I love it. Anyway, Incubus, 311, and Badflower at Pine Knob on the 29th of August. Coheed and Cambria is going to be at the Royal Oak Music Theater on August 30th. Coheed and Cambria, they're a pretty good band, and it's a small venue, and you might enjoy that. If you don't know who they are, check them out. Oh my God, in September starts off, this is just fantastic. It's a Tuesday, okay? It's a Tuesday and a Wednesday, but isn't that Labor Day weekend? The beginning of it? Well, why don't we kind of just take off the whole week and we'll go see some bands for the whole week. But Matchbox 20 is coming to Pine Knob on September 1st, which is a Tuesday. And if you don't know who they are, Rob Thomas, oh my, he's one of the best singers I've ever seen. He engages you every single song. It's like he's living the lyrics as he sings them to you. And probably the best performance I've ever seen from a singer. And they're going to be with the Wallflowers at Pine Knob. But if you love them that much, why don't you head down to the Toledo Zoo on September 2nd, and they're going to, Matchbox 20 and the Wallflowers are going to be at the Toledo Zoo Amphitheater. Who knew the zoo had an amphitheater, but they're going to be there on September 2nd. And I guess, yes, and that is Labor Day weekend. Okay, we jump to September 9th. My Chemical Romance is at LCA. And we have another Headbanger show on the 10th. And this is going to be at DTE, Pine Knob, Korn, Faith No More, Duran Malakin, Scars of Broadway, Helmet, Spotlight, 1968. It's a huge festival at Pine Knob, September 10th. Korn, Faith No More, Duran Malakin, The Scars of Broadway, Helmet, Spotlight, 1968. We jump to the 23rd. Judas Priest is going to be at the Fox Theater with Sabaton. And here's one for you. It's the last one I'm going to leave you with. Robin Trower. If you can walk and hold a guitar and still sing, you're on tour. Robin Trower at the Royal Oak Music Theater. That'll be September 26th. That's all I'm going to leave you with at this point. I got 2 more videos coming up. One, a special interest to the boaters on Lake St. Clair, Lake Huron, St. Clair River, Detroit River. There's a huge festival. Well, it's not huge, but it's a great festival. It's a great venue for boaters. And there's a huge marina. You can pull up. You can even probably hear the music if you just want to anchor. But it's coming up in June. And the other one is the Sterling Fest. So keep an eye out for that one. I've got a list of the bands that are going to be there. And if you've never been to the Sterling Festival, it's pretty fantastic. They're trying to make it the premier outdoor festival for Michigan. And they're really trying. I mean, 2 summers ago, they pumped $1 million into the audio system on the main stage. So it sounds fantastic. It's really a good venue, and there's lots of food and drinks and rides and stuff for all the kids. It's a great festival. We'll talk about that soon. So hey, if you like the show, if you like the channel, please like it, share it with all your friends out there on social media, and subscribe to the channel so when I do post another video, you're the first to know about it. So have a great day and peace out. Rock on.